My week 3 takeaways were Tua is better than we give him credit for.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
music to my ears.
I'm to be honest. I think Tua is better than we give him credit for. The Dolphins' offense looked abysmal without him, and I think for years a lot of people, no names, said that any quarterback could be in that system and produce because Mike McDaniels makes it easy. I think Tua is truly their franchise quarterback, and you got to hope that that guy does what's best for him, whether that means he plays, uh, you know, um, whether it means he plays football again, or whether he hangs it up and he says, you know what, I want to go do something different with my life. Regardless, I think we took Tua for granted.
Mm-hmm.
By we, I mean me. I think that Tua, I didn't think Tua was as good as he was, and so I just feel like, you know, that team really does march to the beat of his drum. He could be a franchise quarterback and look a little different than the rest of the league, and that's fine. He can be throwing his quick screens and slants and all that kind of stuff like that. He still gets the job done. There isn't one cut way to be a franchise quarterback. So, for me, I just think that Tua is a lot better than we give him credit for. Daniel, I know you probably want to touch on that a little bit because there's been a long, drawn out back and forth between us. Now, granted, he could return to the NFL in a few weeks after he comes off of IR and he could suck. And I could say, Daniel, I'm back to saying Tua's not that guy. That could 100% happen. But just from the early returns and what I've seen is like, damn, the Dolphins couldn't even put up a touchdown.
Yeah.
That was bad.
It's 50-50 with me, to be honest. I do think that Tua is, and I appreciate you giving him the credit. I do think that when you take yourself out of the Dolphins situation, I do think that there's still concerns. Is he the guy to take him to a Super Bowl?
No, he's not that. He's not that.
Yeah.
He's not that. Like, let me be very clear.
Yeah.
Me saying he's better than I thought does not mean Super Bowl. Him and Super Bowl don't go in the same conversation. Can you get a playoff win maybe out of him? Maybe a playoff win or two out of him, sure. But I still think you could be a franchise quarterback even if you never have won a Super Bowl, right? We've seen people that the Chargers had Phillip Rivers as their long-term quarterback for years. I don't know. For me, I think if a guy's been with your team for over 5 years as the starter, I think we can put him as the quote unquote franchise quarterback. And I feel like Tua can be that guy, can be a 8 to 9 year, maybe even 10-year pro for the Miami Dolphins. That doesn't mean don't confuse me. Doesn't mean I think he'll ever come close to a Lombardi trophy with them. I don't think Mike McDaniels is a winner.
Yeah. And that's kind of my next question. That's something I need to dive more deep into is I saw a lot of Dolphins fans calling for his head, saying Mike McDaniel needs to go, late game management. And that's something that consistently has been, his issue, right? He does kind of get cute late in the games. He does at the end of the second quarter, heading to the half. He does kind of get cute, whether it's going for a fourth down or whether it's punting away or using his analytics. And I saw a lot of Dolphins fans calling for his head. So I would just caution Dolphins fans to say, give it another week. And hopefully they start Tyler Huntley and not Skylar Thompson. And Thompson, I believe, is injured right now. But yeah, their offense looked abysmal. And I think that's the thing is with Tua, it looks like their offense is in a flow. And they don't have that flow without Tua. So I agree. I think their offense is a perfect match for Tua. It remains to be seen, though. Can he be the guy to take him over the top, though? I agree. I think their offense is a perfect match for Tua. It remains to be seen, though. Can he be the guy to take him over the top, though? So,
and since we're keeping it going on this discussion, Park, I don't know if you want to touch on that at all on the whole Tua. My thoughts on Tua being better than we give him credit.
Yeah, no, I've read an interesting article. I got down a rabbit hole last night, actually, about kind of certain systems in the NFL and what they can do with certain personnel. And I think it's funny because they talked about Tua kind of being that kind of the line, right? Where it's like, if you can't get into this offense and make it look good, make it work, then you're not an NFL quarterback. And how Tua might just be the bare minimum NFL quarterback. He's not going to be this guy that's going to be a Super Bowl contending quarterback. He might be a franchise guy, but he's not going to get you over the hump because he's going to thrive in that system and he can make that system work really well. He can work really well within it, but you could move him anywhere else. He's probably going to struggle. It's almost like we talked about with Trevor Lawrence, whereas is it just the offense working well enough and they found a guy that's able to settle into it and run it very effectively, and he has the traits that can work really well within that system. But then if you move Tua to any other NFL team not running a Shanahan brand system, does he have success? Is he a successful quarterback? And I think the answer to that question is no. And that's where I think, maybe it's not Tua being better than we thought, but it's guys like Skylar Thompson just not being NFL quarterbacks.
So basically, you're saying he's a grocery guy. That's what it sounds
You know,
like.
he's an accountant, insurance guy, the realtor. You know, we'll see.